Bonjour, bonsoir, depending on whether you're listening to this video in the morning or the evening. So this video is on the grammar component on how to ask questions, l'interrogation, art of asking questions in French, with est-ce que, avec est-ce que. Voilà, est-ce que, est-ce que, est-ce que. That is a question tag that you add into your sentence to ask a question. So we're going to look at it. We've already done it. You already know it because we've been asking quite a few questions since the beginning of the semester. So let's say it's a sort of a revision that will help you put what you have learned into focus. All right? All right. So here we are, interrogation, interrogation avec est-ce que. Let me just change the color of my pointer. Okay, I can use green, I suppose. Interrogation avec est-ce que. We're going to ask questions with est-ce que. Donc, observez les phrases et donnez vos commentaires. Think, rather than give me your comments, why don't you think? All right, observez, look at these sentences. Est-ce que je peux vous aider? Je peux vous aider? Est-ce que je peux lui parler le matin? Je peux lui parler le matin? Qu'est-ce que vous aimez? Vous aimez quoi? Où est-ce qu'il habite? Il habite où? Est-ce que Zena fait du couscous? Zena fait du couscous. Alright? So you've seen the 5 pairs of questions. You must have observed or noted by now that they are nearly the same thing. Only thing, in the first part over here on the left hand side you have est-ce que, and in the second part over here on your right hand side there is no est-ce que. Alright? Donc, quelles sont vos observations dans les questions 1, 2 et 4, I think it is. Sorry, I don't have my spectacles on, so forgive me. I think it is 1, 2, and 5. 5, 1, 2 et 5. So what do you observe? You observe that you're starting with est-ce que. You're starting with est-ce que. Est-ce que. Est-ce que. Est-ce que. Alright? And then you have a sentence. Je peux vous aider. It's just a sentence. I can help you. You want to change a sentence into a question. You can just add est-ce que in front of it. Okay? Je peux lui parler le matin. I can speak to him in the morning. Can I speak to him in the morning? Add est-ce que in front of your sentence. Look at the last one. Zena fait du couscous. Zena is making couscous. It's a sentence. If I want to make it a question, I put est-ce que in front of my sentence. Is that clear? So wherever you have a sentence and you want to change the sentence into a question, what is a sentence? A sentence, remember, as I told you, has 3 parts: subject, verb, object. So look at the last sentence, a question. Zena is your subject, fait is your verb, couscous is your direct object. So it has 3 parts. Zena fait du couscous. It's a complete sentence. Nothing is missing. I'm not trying to find any missing element. I'm just trying to find out whether she is doing this. It's like confirmation of my observation. So when it's a sentence and you want to make a question out of it, just put est-ce que in front of your sentence. Alright? So let's look at the next one. Quelles sont vos observations dans les questions 2 et 3? So what are your observations for number 3 and 4? See over here, it starts with a question tag. Can you say que? Can you say see où? So wherever you have a question tag, que, which means what? Où, which means where. Something is missing in your sentence. If you look at the words that come at the end, vous aimez, you like. What you like? I don't know. So when I'm trying to find out what you like, that means something is missing in your statement. You like what? I don't know. Alright? Look at the next sentence. Il habite. He stays. Where? I don't know. So you're trying to find out something. So you need proper question tags when you're trying to get this missing information for somebody. So how do you form your question now? With the question tag. First you have your question tag. We'll say T. After that you will have est-ce que. Est-ce que. Okay. Est-ce que. So T is your tag. First you have your tag. Then you have est-ce que. And then you have your subject and your verb. Because most probably your object is missing. Something is missing after your verb. Alright. So remember this. If you want to transform a question into a sentence into a question. A sentence meaning all three basic components are there. If you want to transform a sentence into a question, put est-ce que in front of it, finished. Your work is done. Je mange du banane. I'm eating a banana. Je mange de la banane, rather. Now, let's say I fell asleep and I didn't know I was eating a banana. So, somebody says you ate a banana. Est-ce que je mange du banane? Was I really eating a banana? Okay, you're just repeating what you already know, trying to really ascertain whether it's true. Whereas when something is missing in a sentence, you need a proper question tag. So when you have a proper question tag, after the tag you put est-ce que, and then you write down the other parts of your question sentence and you have your question. Alright? Okay, now remember there are three ways to ask questions. As I always tell you, there are three ways. What are the three ways? The first one is just with the sound of your voice. You have all the components in your sentence. Tu aimes la glace? Do you like ice cream? Tu aimes la glace? Tu aimes la glace? Your voice goes up towards the end of your sentence. Tu aimes la glace? Use the sound of your voice. Or you use the tag, general tag, est-ce que, which we are doing today. So like I told you, if you're trying to transform a sentence into a question, put est-ce que in front. Est-ce que tu aimes la glace? Alright? And the third one, which we'll be doing shortly later, is inversion, in which you invert your subject in your verb. You always start with the subject. But sometimes, like in Shakespeare English, even in English, you can start with your verb. That means instead of starting with your subject, you invert the subject and the verb. So this is known as inversion. Look at it. Tu is your first subject, it always comes first. Am is your verb, it always comes second. But over here, look at the last sentence. Am, your verb has come in front, it's been inverted. And second place is now occupied by the subject. So this is known as inversion. Aimes-tu la glace? So remember, there are three ways to ask questions. One is using the sound of your voice, tu aimes la glace. One is using the question tag, est-ce que tu aimes la glace? The third one is inverting the subject and the verb. Object, leave it where it is. If it's not there, don't worry. Just invert the subject and the verb. Aimes-tu la glace? Alright. So in this video, we're just going to look at number 2. So what do we do when we have questions with question tags, right? When you have a sentence, you want to make it into a question, easy, put est-ce que in front. But what you do when they're question tags? So these are your question tags. Remember, que means what, quand means when, qui means who, comment, how, combien, how much, combien de, how much, quel, what. Alright? Put them first. Always start your questions with your proper question tags. After that, put the est-ce que and then put down the rest of your sentences. Look at this over here. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Que is your first question tag, your proper question tag. Est-ce que is your manner of asking this question. Est-ce que. Tu veux, subject verb of your sentence. What do you want? The object is missing. You're asking the question, what do you want? You can translate est-ce que as do you. Sometimes it's better to just leave it as it is. It's just there. Alright? Comment est-ce que vous allez? How are you? Comment allez-vous? Remember we learned that earlier? Comment allez-vous? That was inversion. Allez came before vous. So comment is your tag. Est-ce que you add after your tag. Then you have your subject. Then you have your verb. Combien de stylo? Combien de is a funny tag. It always has to come along with the noun you're trying to assert. So combien de stylo? How many pens? Est-ce que? After that you have your est-ce que. So the object you're questioning about becomes part of combien de. Combien de stylo est-ce que tu prends? How many pens are you taking? De quel livre est-ce qu'il parle? What book is he talking about? Like many of you may be blinking in class. What is she talking about? Huh? So that is what I have repeated in number 6 and number 7. You have combien de and quel. They cannot be used alone. They have to come along with the noun you're asking questions about. So have you understood? First you have your tag, then you have est-ce que, then you have your subject, then you have your verb. If you have quel, remember it comes along with the noun. If you have combien de, it comes along with the noun. Alright? Combien de riz? How much rice do you want? Alright? So now let's look at some questions and try and figure out the answers. Imaginez les questions pour les réponses. We've given you the answers. Réponses sont données. The answers are given. Form the questions with est-ce que. So your question is Marie habite à Pékin, and we've given you a tag over here. Où means where. So remove the place. You're going to use the subject and this verb, the subject and this verb in your question. Start with your tag. Who's your tag? First you write your tag. Then you put est-ce que. Then you write Marie, the subject. Then you write the verb. Où est-ce que Marie habite? Have you understood how I've done it? Look at the tag. The tag is over here. Tag means how. How. I am voyaging. I am traveling in a plane. How? By plane. Remove the answer. So now your tag is como. After your tag, put est-ce que. And wherever you have je in an answer, I in an answer becomes tu in a question. So comment est-ce que tu voyages? Comment est-ce que vous voyagez? There's a S here. Typing error. Sorry. Third one. Your question tag is que. What? Elle prépare du riz cantonné pour le dîner. So what is she making for dinner? What is she making? Let's remove this. She's making rice. First you start with que. Then you have est-ce que. Your subject is elle and prépare. The rest of the sentence is irrelevant. Qu'est-ce qu'elle prépare? Or qu'est-ce qu'elle prépare pour le dîner? Next one is at what time or when. Let's go quand. Let's go with quand. It's simpler. Quand means when. When. So remove the answer. When is the train coming? Quand first, followed by est-ce que, followed by le train arrive. Subject, le train arrive verb. Last one. Once again you have quand. So quand. Ce soir, this evening. We are watching TV this evening. Quand est-ce que nous regardons la télé? So remember that in your mind. Tag, followed by est-ce que, followed by subject, followed by verb, and something is missing. Whenever there's a tag, something is missing. So in this exercise, we are removing the missing thing, and with the remaining words, we are formulating our questions. Alright? So that is it. If you still have doubts, come and meet me in my department. Alright? Merci. Bon courage. Bye-bye.